Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Podcast, episode 226. I'm Jay.
I'm Adrian, and we're back for another week of rants.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, that's pretty much all it is anymore.
It's just rants.
Okay. And alcohol-fueled rants. The best kind.
The best kind, yeah, really. We are drinking what is referred to as an Upscale Manhattan. So let me break this down for you. What's in our Upscale Manhattan?
Okay.
It is 2 ounces of bourbon.
Sure.
And I chose to go with the 10-year aged bullet bourbon.
Not a bad choice.
It is 1 ounce of orange liqueur, and I went with Le Roi de Orgeon,
Bless you.
which is a French orange liqueur. It's very similar to Grand Marnier.
Okay.
And then half an ounce of the Knight Gabriello Santoni, the genuine Amaro di Toscana. Then that is a traditional Italian liqueur.
Okay, sure.
Smell it, and it tastes like... Tell me what it smells like when you smell that.
It smells kind of citrusy to me.
To me, it smells kind of like cola.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It tastes, because I tried it straight, like Campari and sweet vermouth mixed together.
Oh, your favorite?
Oh, yeah. I took a sip of this, and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
But...
I finally dumped my Campari out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I'm hoping in the drink as a whole, it comes out all right.
All right, and garnish with a cherry.
Garnish with a cherry, like traditional
Regular
Manhattan.
cherry? Yeah. All right. Ooh.
That is a lot of orange. Wow, that's a lot
You're
of
getting
orange.
the orange. I'm getting whatever that Italian stuff is. I feel like I'm drinking a Negroni.
I get that on the back end.
Yeah.
Really bad on the after. I have a lot of orange up front, a lot of that stuff on the back end, and a lot of no bourbon.
Okay, so if it hits the front of my tongue first, I get the orange. I went like straight to the mid tongue before. So yeah, it definitely shifts as it goes over your palate. That's interesting.
You know what I like more?
Oh, regular Manhattan?
Oh, regular Manhattan.
Yeah.
What is this upscale version of? Here's the crazy part. Yeah, I'm not huge on this.
All right. Good thing we made extra.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still going to drink it, Jay. I mean, we could also just drink the bourbon neat. It's just sitting there.
That's true.
Here's the part I don't
Or we
get.
could do both. I don't know.
We used a half an ounce. So there's 3 ounces of other liqueur and a half ounce of that stuff. And that stuff is just
strong.
dominating.
Yeah. Now, can you imagine just... You said you tried it straight.
I did try it straight.
But can you imagine like having like a full aperitif of that?
No. No, I cannot.
It would definitely make me eat what's on my plate.
Yeah, just to get the flavor out.
Which is the point of an aperitif. That's what it's supposed to make you eat more. You're gonna add more? Oh no. All right.
So
You got a whole bottle of that, man.
I don't think I got you a decent birthday gift. So I'm gonna get you a second bottle.
Actually, I haven't reported back. It's delicious.
Is it really?
And half gone already.
Whoa!
I've been doing like 4 fingers a day on that.
Wow.
It's great.
Because they're sold out again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked again today when I bought this. They're all out.
Like, I still think I would say it's as good as a Jameson, but it's a good Irish whiskey.
Interesting.
Much better than the
O'Malley's.
yeah. See, that was so bad. I just blanked the name out of my head. It's fucking terrible.
I haven't touched that bottle since.
Oh, you still have it?
Oh, yeah.
You haven't like fed that to some poor soul yet?
No, Bobby hasn't come to visit in a while. It'll be fine for Irish car bombs.
No,
We probably
absolutely.
could have used it in our Irish coffee.
That's true. We probably could have. Oh, well.
So the description of this is the Tuscan woods have their own sovereign, the wild boar. In the hunting lodge, the rules of hunt were established, and the day always ended with a good meal and amaro, a liqueur made from the infusion of herbal plants grown in the Tuscan woods. The Amaro di Toscana, made by Knight Gabriello, should be served with ice or on its own with just a piece of lemon.
I feel like if you cut it with lemon, that might.
But we put twice as much orange liqueur in there.
Yeah. Meh.
The thing that blows my mind about it is, now that I read that and I think about it, it does have a gin type quality, the shitty type of gin.
Yeah.
Think of stuff that's not even Beefeater, like below that. But you know how like
my prestige gin that's in I got Monarch in my freezer right now.
delightful.
It's been there for 2 years.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So, what you been watching?
I watched a decent amount of TV, not as much as I wanted to, but so I got through another episode of season 1 of Great Food Truck Race. They were in New Orleans. They had a truck stop challenge where they had to fillet up a bunch of catfish, like I think it was like 100 pounds of catfish, something like that. Some ridiculous, I don't know. Whatever. Got through another episode of Beat Bobby Flay. Season 1 of Space Cases.
Okay.
Watched the whole season in one day. Because it's like 4.5 hours. I missed that show. Really doesn't hold up, but definitely takes me back to my childhood. For those who don't know, it was a show on Nickelodeon in 1996. It had Jewel State and Walter Emmanuel Jones, also known as the original Black Power Ranger. And nobody else on the show has ever been heard from again, except those two, and one of them maybe not even that much. But there was only 2 seasons of it, so I'm halfway through with the show. Started Sopranos season 6, which is the final season.
Okay.
I'm 4 episodes in.
It's a big season, if I remember. 24?
23 or 24, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially 2 seasons.
Right.
Because they did a big break in the middle. I think that was one of the first shows that HBO did that on, too, where they really delayed the second half. Preacher season 2 wrapped up this week, so I watched the finale of that. Okay. You feel like I feel like you want to say something about that.
I do, and I don't know well enough because I haven't watched it myself.
Okay.
But I've heard a lot of comments from people saying that Preacher's not the show that a lot of people say it is. It's not very good, and it doesn't deserve some of the praise it gets from fans.
So for me, as somebody who read the original comic, it's not the same as the comic.
Sure.
They've updated a lot of things in the last 20 years since it came out. So there's been a lot of changes there. They've, introduced some characters that weren't in the comic. Storylines are a little different. But I mean, it's a TV adaptation of a comic book. It's never going to be true to the original source material. And I would definitely say there's been episodes where I'm like, yeah, that wasn't that great. But I think overall, it's been enjoyable as a whole. Okay. With any show, you're going to have episodes that you're like, feh.
Absolutely.
And you're going to have other ones you're like, oh, shit, when's the next episode? Can I watch? So I would say it's probably like a 7.5 for me.
They definitely were not speaking of it from a comic book standpoint, just as a review standpoint.
Well, and, maybe part of the reason I'm enjoying it is because I do recognize stuff from the comic, too. So I've got, on both sides of it, I've got that. So yeah, season 2's over. It has been renewed for season 3. It'll come out sometime next year. Watched a couple more episodes of The Path. We're up to season 4, or episode 4 of season 2.
I was about to be like, wait a minute.
No, I've seen into the future. Wow. I've climbed the ladder. I'm now
you've reached.
I'm now a 14R.
Ooh.
Anybody that watches the show will get that joke.
I'm impressed.
I watched episode 1 of Con Man. Are you aware of this show? Alan Tudyk's show?
No.
On Comic-Con HQ.
I'm sorry, they're producing original content?
Yeah. And actually, 2 seasons of the show are done. It started back in 2015.
Oh, wow.
I just heard about it 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So it's, like I said, I've only watched episode 1, but they're short episodes. This was like 10 minutes. And Alan Tudyk plays an actor who was on a short-lived sci-fi series about space cowboys.
Okay.
And he was a pilot.
So they recognize Firefly.
So it's a whole satire on Firefly and on Alan Tudyk. And Nathan Fillion is also in it. So the whole premise of it is he is this actor who is essentially himself, who was overshadowed by Nathan Fillion, which is really what happened.
Right.
And it's just him going and trying to, he'll go to conventions and he'll get recognized as the one character he played, but he can't get any other shows, and he's, like I said, he's always overshadowed by these other people. So, like, the first episode, he's in a airport bathroom, and he's on a phone call with his agent trying to get a job, whatever. The guy in the stall next to him recognizes who he is, and he's like, "Hey, I loved you in whatever show. Can you sign this magazine for me?" And he slides the magazine over, and it's a magazine, and on the cover is Nathan Fillion's character. Like, all the shit that really happens to these celebrities.
Right.
So it's a total satire on his life and the celebrity life in general. Like I said, it's gone 2 seasons. I think it's like 10 episodes a season, 10 minutes an episode. So
but
you can knock
worth
it out.
watching?
Yeah, from the first episode, yeah. I want to watch more. I just haven't got around to it yet. But I just happen to have like a half hour to kill the other day. So I'm like, yeah, I'll try the first episode.
No, what platform are you watching this on?
I'm watching it on Kodi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure. Like,
I honestly don't even know where else it is. I didn't even look.
well, if it's on Comics HQ, they charge a monthly membership.
Right. Which is why I didn't bother.
Yeah,
looking
no.
And then the other show I started, the first episode of Tin Star. So I had mentioned this to you when we were out last week.
Okay, yeah.
So it premiered last week on Sky TV in the UK. It will eventually, all 10 episodes will be released on Amazon Prime
right.
because it's a co-production between the two. The second episode's actually on tonight, so I'll probably try to watch it this weekend. The basic story is there was a guy who was a police officer in the UK, and for some reason, which has not been revealed yet, he and his family moved to a small town in Canada, and he becomes the sheriff of this town in Canada. At the time that he moves over, there's an oil company building a drilling facility there, and he starts clashing with some of the people at the oil company because they're intimidating people in town and around town to sell their land to the oil company at not great prices.
These things happen.
Yeah. The PR officer for the oil company is played by, I always forget her name, the redhead from Mad Men.
Christina Hendricks.
That's the one.
I'll never forget that name. Or that ass.
The name's not the thing I remember, so.
Oh, it's that ass.
So, first episode blew me away. Opening scene of the first episode, you see him, the sheriff, in his car with his family trying to get out of town. They're in a rush to get out of town. He passes a gas station, and then like a mile down the road, his gas light comes on. So he has to turn around and go get gas. And as he's getting gas, somebody shows up, shoots towards the sheriff, and you just see a blood splatter.
Right.
And then it jumps 1 year previous. And that's where the show starts. The last scene of the episode totally changes what happened in that first scene. Like, what happened isn't actually what happened. So that right there, I'm like, oh, shit. They're going to do all these weird shifty things. It's going to be this interesting way to tell the story. So I'm in 10 episodes first season. Like I said, the first one's out now, but on Sky TV. So unless you have access to shows from Sky TV, you're going to have to wait till, I think it's the end of this month, they put them all up on Amazon Prime.
Now, Sky is UK, right?
Yes. Some cable packages supposedly have access to it. I don't have those.
Oh, man. I thought I saved you so much more.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it. There's still more liquor on the ground over there.
Yeah, that's the problem. I wanted to split the shit, and we wanted the good stuff.
All right.
All right.
So
Sky TV.
Yeah, Sky TV. So if you have access to it, watch it. I know we do have listeners that are from the UK. So if you got time, just turn it on.
There you go.
That's all I got for TV.
Okay. I don't have much TV to talk about.
Okay.
But I have this breadth of fucking gossip to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, right? So let's get into some TV. I'm
Okay.
gonna touch on some TV, and
Okay.
we're gonna talk some gossip.
Let's do it.
I should clarify. We're not gonna talk about like comic book gossip, like so the bitch across the street. Like, yeah, we're gonna talk like gossip.
Yeah.
So, first thing is we watched Archer season 6 and 7.
Okay.
So we are done with Archer.
Wow.
Great show. Love it. Season 7 was definitely a highlight for me.
Okay.
It dips down for a little bit at some point. 7 came back really strong, and it ended on a mystery because you think Archer is dead at the end of this.
Okay.
And they did a really good job making you think it was the clone, but then you realize it wasn't. Like, I'm in. And I'd already seen this, but rewatching it a second time, I was just as pleased watching season 7 a second time.
Okay. So I've talked about this before. I've only ever gotten like 5 episodes into season 1. It's a show I definitely have intention of watching at some point. It's probably going to have to wait till next summer now because here in another week, all of our shows start coming back.
So one of mine already came back.
Okay.
Came back yesterday. And we're talking about South Park.
Oh,
Season 21.
Why?
Episode 1.
Why is this show still on?
Because season 20...
Yeah, you loved season 20. You talked up all of last season.
Like season 20. Episode 1, season 21, real miss for me.
Ooh.
Real miss for me.
It's too bad.
I smiled once. I never legitimately laughed.
Okay.
I got kind of bored.
Sure.
So essentially, it starts off, and the whole thing is all the kids are playing with Alexa.
Okay.
And it's Alexa add scrotum balls to my shopping list.
I saw a little clip of this on Facebook today.
So they're playing with Alexa. And it gets to the point where they'll tell Alexa something, and she'll say it out loud, which then the Google recognizes. So then the Google will recognize. So then they're like playing this game with all the devices. At the same time, we get the guys from season 7 back.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, you took her jobs, Hicks. They've appeared throughout.
Okay.
But they're back with the original time we saw them where they took our jobs.
Is this the We Don't Take Kindly people? Is it the same people?
It is the same people.
Okay. That's like one of the 3 South Park references I know.
So it's the same guys. They're complaining about losing jobs and not having jobs. So then they become the new Alexa. So they're sitting in the corner of a house and they're like, "Hey, Billy Bob, set an appointment." And he's just all like, do, appointment set. And he's writing it in an appointment book. Like, kind of, it just didn't hit home for me. And then Randy also started a house flipping show called White People Rebuild Houses.
Okay.
There's some Confederate flag stuff.
Oh, jeez.
It just didn't. It didn't seem like a cohesive episode to me.
Sure.
Like, I could see how they try to pull it all together. It just missed.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Rick and Morty, episode 7.
Okay.
Still watching it on YouTube via 3-minute clips that are.
I still don't see why you don't just watch this on Kodi. Like, it's all there.
I know.
It's not like you don't have the setup to do it. There's even a native app for your Xbox now.
Truth of the matter is, I just haven't put Kodi on.
Right.
That's all it is, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Because the only thing I want to watch I don't have access to is Rick and Morty.
Okay.
And I can just watch it in these clips on YouTube. And again, when one clip ends, the next one just comes right on.
Yeah.
So I'm not missing anything except for 1 second of black before the episode comes on. Big deal. I'm fine with that.
All right.
Great episode, though.
Okay.
Calls back to season 1, calls back to season 2. It's definitely building for the big climax at the end of season 3.
Okay.
So, totally loved it. Loved everything about it. The last thing I watched to talk about is the Mae Young Classic.
Okay.
So, we had the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
Yes.
Kari-san won. She beat a girl whose name I can't remember all of a sudden. Not important.
Okay, fair enough.
What is important is everything that was going on in the side.
Okay.
So the woman who just lost, God, I can't believe I forgot her name. Frugal Brutal's going to be pissed at me.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, anyways. So the girl who lost, she was UFC. And she was one of the original 4 horsewomen of UFC. In fact, she and Ronda Rousey were the big names in this. So Ronda Rousey's been there this whole time.
Yeah.
So we know Ronda Rousey has started following WWE on Twitter and social media, posting things directly onto their Facebook and Twitter page.
Okay.
Has showed up at several live events, both backstage in the audience. She showed up at the SummerSlam meet and greet as somebody you could meet and greet with.
Okay.
It's very clear Ronda Rousey's coming to WWE.
Yeah. I saw a picture yesterday, the day before. It was I think it was on the red carpet at the Mae Young thing, and it was her with Triple H and Stephanie. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's they signed the deal before they walked out. It's done.
So I don't think it's going to be an ongoing deal. I think it's going to be a Survivor Series or a SummerSlam or WrestleMania.
Okay.
Like, she's already appeared at WrestleMania, but I mean, she's now going to have a match.
Sure.
I don't think she's going to be a regular superstar.
Okay.
But her and 3 of her MMA buddies are called the 4 Horsewomen in MMA. That's how they refer to them as.
Okay.
But there's 4 horsewomen in wrestling.
Right.
So Rhonda and her girls got in the face of the other horsewomen, and they were arguing about who the real ones are. So we just know that's coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of coming in WWE, we have the... Yeah.
Please tell me Val Venus is making his return.
Oh my God, that'd be so good. But more like coming back.
Okay.
There has... Frigo Bruno and I talked about this morning. It's not on a lot of social media sites yet. It's not. Wrestling Observer actually just posted something about it this afternoon.
Okay.
We will be seeing the return of the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Really?
Yeah.
Just give it up, man.
He's not going to be wrestling. So essentially what has happened is a couple years ago, Hulk got kicked out of WWE as an ambassador. He got taken off the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He got taken off the website, out of everything else because he happened to say the N-word.
Absolutely.
So that's all since died down. Right? Because here's the thing.
Because they stopped promoting him. As soon as he gets back in the spotlight, all this shit's going to come back up.
It doesn't matter. He can come back up. That's fine. That's fine. He's done his due diligence and people have forgotten.
Okay.
So his daughter has been at a couple events.
Right.
And people have noticed that. There was a
mean, it's hard not to notice his daughter.
But she's just in the front row.
Well,
she's just yeah. And then a couple promos, somebody was like comparing someone else. They're like, who do you think you are? You're not so-and-so. You're not the immortal one. You're not the... So they've been making these vague references to Hulk Hogan. Where you're like, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Like, so I talked to a friend of mine who's in the business. It's the Young Bucks want him to come out with them at an event in January.
Okay.
Which is the New Japan's like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's not official yet. He's not really, because NWO was kind of her Bullet Club and all this other stuff. Yeah. But he is definitely going to be back at the WWE.
Okay, whatever. It's 2017. We're all about. No, I'm not going there. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now, one other TV thing I want to talk to you about real fast. Then we'll get into a little bit of gossip.
Okay.
Have you seen this advertisement for the mayor?
Yes, because I saw it with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the episode is now out.
Is it bad that I kind of want to watch it?
So that's what I want to talk to you about. I wanted to ask you if you've seen it.
I have not. I've been considering it. I just haven't. I actually didn't turn my TV on at all the last 2 days.
Because it showed up on my Hulu this morning. I'm all
really?
like, ooh, I kind of want to watch that.
I know, I'm in the same boat.
Okay, so
we'll watch it. We'll talk about it.
Yes. Okay. Agreed. Now, let's get into some gossip.
Okay.
Some of it's not really gossip. Some of it's a headline.
Okay.
So let's start with the new Hellboy movie.
Yeah. They released the still of Hellboy.
What do you think how he looks?
I think he looks great.
Looks great. I
don't think he's going to be able to act for shit, but I think he looks great.
I'm not sure they're going to rely on his acting. That movie is officially announced that it will be an R rating.
Okay.
So I think they're going to lean more towards the violence, the demonic, and everything else to really earn that R rating.
But I mean, even if that's the focus, like, he has to do some acting in it.
Yeah. The CGI will do the rest.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so much controversy as it is around that movie. Like, I don't know, with the whitewashing and all that.
Why is everything whitewashing? How come it wasn't blackwashing when we made Nick Fury black? Like, where's that?
No, that was affirmative action.
Okay, well, that's how I got into Notre Dame, so I'm not complaining. Would you like something to drink?
I would love something to drink because that was not cutting it.
There it is.
All right.
In regards to the movie talks, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing about his affair?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
What?
Joss Whedon. You know what? Let's leave this bottle up
might
here.
as
Who
well.
are we fucking kidding? Joss Whedon. the big proponent of females and, females are empowerment. And
Right.
I only do strong female characters and this and that and whatever. His wife released a public statement about the fact that he's been fucking his leading ladies for the past 15 years and she's leaving him.
Well, I mean, that's why he's been pushing this so hard. So, I mean, that's his shtick.
That's the shtick.
Yeah.
So now my question is...
Which ones?
Well, right? I think we all know Charisma Carpenter is number one on that list.
Well, absolutely.
And then I'm assuming
and
Eliza Dushku.
But probably also Shannon Doherty.
What did she do with Joss Whedon?
She was in Buffy. No, she was in Charmed. Never mind.
She's in Charmed.
I'm thinking the other. Yeah.
But so he's at the helm of the new Justice League, and he wants to do all these women empowerment movies. Do you think that this is going to affect that?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you? Because you didn't know that that this came out, and this is week-old news now.
I don't really read the news, though. You know who does read the news? The fucking feminists.
The social warriors.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, the SJWs.
I want to be a social warrior, social justice warrior. I want to fight the social justice warriors.
No, it's absolutely going to affect it because, now, yeah, he's obviously helmed all of these female-powered shows and movies. Well, how many of these actors are going to refuse to work with him now because they're going to expect that he's expecting something? So now, yeah, great, he can do the next Batman movie. He's not getting anywhere near a high-grossing female actress for a few years.
I'm going to disagree. I don't think that this is going to make a blip on the radar. And he's going to continue to do the female-centric stuff.
You think the studios are going to want to be associated with him? Really?
I don't think this is going to be a blip on the radar.
Okay.
I really don't.
All right. We'll throw that on the board. We'll come back to it in a year.
We'll come back to it. The other thing we come back to is the new Star Wars movie, Episode 9.
The release date was announced.
What is the new release date?
I want to say it was like November 2019. I saw it once.
Now, it's
2018.
It's been pushed back.
Okay.
Because J.J. Abrams is back as director.
Yes.
Because they lost their previous director.
Right.
So what I heard is it was because it was slated for 2019 already. Because this year we have...
I saw 2019.
Because this year we have Episode 8.
Right.
2017. So 2018 is Han Solo. 2019 was supposed to be Episode 9.
And that's what I thought I read.
But it's been postponed.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be holiday season. So
Right.
November is not a big postponement from holiday season.
I could have swore I read like December 10th, but maybe not.
Maybe. Like, who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Either way, it's not going to be a great movie.
No, it's not. Like, I'm done with it.
I still haven't watched Rogue One. Yeah, that's kind of...
Like, here's the truth of the matter. And this is not to sound insulting to everybody listening.
But it will be.
But it's going to be, right? Yeah. You all half nerds. Take it from me. A big, fat, full nerd. Those movies, Episode 7, Rogue One, all this stuff is just ruining the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Because the plot... So, let's start with Episode 7.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi was over, right?
Yep.
That movie was done. The rebellion won. The good guys won. I grew up in a childhood where the good guys won. Now, I'm an adult and find out, no, the good guys didn't win. They just won this small
Right.
battle, and nothing really changed.
Yeah.
In fact, the new guys in charge are bigger dicks than the last one.
Right.
Great. So all those movies are being washed out. But all these movies, all these comic books, everything is just fucking with canon. In the comic books, which are supposed to be canon, Vader finds out that Luke is his son before Empire, which makes no sense because he finds out, like, it's all this shit that you're like, how does this even match up?
I
Like,
never read the comics or any of the extended universe, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
At the issue 6, so the comic book, Star Wars comic book, supposed to take place between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
At the end of issue 6, Vader finds out that Luke is Skywalker.
Okay.
But he doesn't know that at the beginning of Empire. So how does that fucking make sense? The end of Rogue One is Vader infiltrating and stopping Leia, where we start up with Episode 4. Remember Episode 4, New Hope?
Yeah.
Vader comes on board, and
Yep.
she's like, well, I'm an ambassador.
Right.
Obviously not, because in Rogue One, we knew you had the information. They saw you take the information. They saw you fight Star Destroyers. You're just a fucking liar then, Leia, because we just fucking saw that. You fought that.
Typical woman.
And Vader shows up in different armor than episode 4 started. It's like all this stuff where you're like, here's the deal. I want a Star Wars movie every fucking year. I do.
You want a good Star Wars movie every year. What you're not getting is a good Star Wars movie.
I'm not getting a good Star Wars movie every year because you guys are trying to write this bubble. It has to be the Skywalker family. It has to take place around these movies. This has to be in the involvement. Why? Why don't you tell me about the first Jedi? You can do anything you want then. There's no canon you're fucking with.
Yeah.
Tell me about the future. Tell me about it's a galaxy far, far away. Tell me about shit from a galaxy that's not far, far away. There's so much else you can do.
Yeah. What the fuck happened to our galaxy? I guess this was before our galaxy. Never mind. Anyways.
It was.
No, I agree. There is so much history that is uncharted that you could play with. That stop fucking with what we know.
Yep. And that's my point.
All right.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Comic-Con. You mentioned Comic HQ.
Yeah.
Which is actually San Diego Comic-Con streaming service.
Yeah, which is I'd never heard of until 2 weeks ago, and now that I know about it, fuck that. Don't charge me for that shit.
It's $5 a month.
It's too much.
Here's the thing that what some people don't realize. It is too much and it's not too much. Here's why I'm semi-okay with it. So do you know what Hall H is?
Yes.
It streams all the Hall H panels live.
Okay.
So instead of people... So I go to San Diego every year.
Right. I still have not been.
Saturday is when the big events take place.
Right.
You know what? I should find a way for you to come with me next year.
I'm down.
Okay.
All right.
Saturday is the big panel day.
Okay.
People start lining up Thursday night and Friday morning.
Yeah.
Which means you're 24, if not 40 hours ahead of line to sit in this panel room.
Right. So you're paying all this money for this ticket, for this week pass to be there, and you're spending a third of your ticket standing in line for a panel.
I would say 2/3 of your ticket, because then you spend the whole day in the panel room.
True. Yeah. Because once you get into Hall H, you don't leave.
You don't leave. Or you can buy this service, which is probably less expensive, and just watch everything streaming.
That's true. But we tried that once.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, this is the third year they've been doing it. Dragon Con.
Who does theirs, by the way? Is it Twitch?
Nope. They have an
their own?
in-house system.
All right.
Same with Dragon Con has an in-house system.
Okay.
Twitch does do one of the shows. I know Twitch is in talks to try to do it for Salt Lake.
Okay.
So
I should go apply for a job at Twitch.
I have a oh no, wait, that's right. That contact got burnt.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Whoa. I mean,
I'll throw it out there. I got no shame about it. I fucking throw it out there. I don't care.
That's on you.
So the reason we're talking about San Diego Comic Con is they've been in a legal dispute with Salt Lake Comic Con for the better part of 3 years now.
Over the use of the word Comic-Con?
Over the use of Comic Con. So Comic Con
in the specific spelling, right? Is that what it
the
was?
specific spelling
Yeah.
is a copyright of San Diego Comic Con.
Which fuck that. I'm so tired of these copyrights.
We finally have a verdict.
Okay.
Came down this morning. Split decision. It's going to jury trial in November.
Shut your mouth. This is almost worse than the Kona Brewing lawsuit that we talked about last week.
Split decision
Ah, Jesus.
by the judges. It is going to a jury trial in November.
So did Comic-Con International like trademark Comic-Con with 1 C or 2 C's? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Essentially, they trademarked this particular phrasing in regards to this event.
This is what drives me crazy. Like, how can you trademark a word?
So here's the thing. So you have Emerald City Comic Con, right? And that's okay.
It's 2 C's, 3 C, whatever.
No, Emerald City Comic, one word, con is
Right.
a separate
so it's
word.
Yeah.
But the creation of it being one word, they created a new word. In that essence, they were able to copyright it. It's like Coca-Cola, that's copyrighted.
Well, okay, yeah.
Because that's the company.
Right.
Their argument is that this specific spelling is our company. And you're infringing on our company.
But I really feel like there was probably shows prior to San Diego that amalgamated the word into Comic-Con. They didn't copyright it, sure, But was San Diego really the first convention
The
to
problem is
use
the other
that?
Comic Cons either hyphenated between comic and con, had it as different words, used different spelling. But you gotta remember, this goes back to the 70s. They trademarked this shit in the 70s.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to jury trial, I don't think they're gonna win necessarily. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just think that's super interesting that now the judges were like, yeah, we don't fucking know. Let's bring it to the jury.
It's a waste of money, but all right.
And in other Comic Con news, it's your boy, Stan Lee.
Yeah, love Stan Lee. Great guy. Excelsior.
In May, at the Miami MegaCon, which I was at,
Okay.
big selling point for Stan Lee. Guys, I'm never coming back to Florida again. It's too far from LA. I'm getting too old.
Well, and last year was his last convention circuit, supposedly. right?
No, he's starting to do like, this is my last time in Chicago. This is my last time here.
Okay.
So he's like, hey guys, it's my last time ever coming to Florida. I can't do this anymore. Buy your tickets now.
Sure.
He announced yesterday that he'll be coming to Florida, Tampa Bay.
Oh, shit. I mean,
Motherfucker, May. You can't even go 5 months without honoring a promise?
but he's old. He needs money to pay for his hookers. I don't know.
His wife just died. He's not into hookers yet.
You don't know. I mean, at that age, you don't waste time.
Well, that's a fair point.
I mean, at this point,
Oh, I just thought the worst joke
at this
ever.
point, I'm 31. I'm like, do I waste time at this point?
I mean, he's so old, he may not remember when his wife died.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. Sorry, Stan. Sorry,
needs,
Max. Sorry
he
for
needs
everybody.
Steve Ditko to draw a picture of his wife for him.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, if
No, it's-
if Kirby did it, but he wouldn't get any credit.
It's cool. He can just get Len Wein to draw.
Oh.
By the way, R.I.P. Len Wein. That
Dude.
happened this week.
that
That
man was a phenomenal writer.
Yeah. Writer? He was an artist.
No, he was a writer. He wrote and created the Inhumans.
I thought he drew Wolverine. Did he write Wolverine?
Yeah,
If I'm wrong. Anyways, okay.
he did.
Co-creator of Wolverine.
Yep.
Created
the Inhumans.
the Inhumans, whatever that's worth. So okay, now that we brought up the Inhumans, let me ask you this: have you been seeing the news stories about the Inhumans TV show?
Oh,
which
I refuse to watch
has
that.
not premiered yet.
Yeah, it has. Premiered
No.
September 1st in IMAX.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not on TV.
It's
yet.
not on TV yet, but
So-
it premiered September 1st in IMAX.
That's right. I forgot
And then it'll
about
be
that.
appearing on ABC at the end of September.
Okay, so the majority of people probably didn't go see it in IMAX.
Fair.
Okay, critically and whatever panned across the board. So
Oh
far.
yeah.
But it hasn't even been on TV, and people that have not seen it yet are writing articles about how bad it is. That pisses me off.
That pisses me off. If you went to IMAX and you saw it,
You
can
have
comment.
a right to talk about
Yes.
it. If you have not viewed it, don't tell me how bad it is based on what you heard from some other guy.
Agreed.
That said, I will probably watch the first episode.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely
Yeah.
watch. Here's Adrian's hidden shame. There's not a single issue of Inhumans I don't own.
I don't think that's your hidden shame.
Really?
I would say you probably have comics in your collection that are probably more shameful than that. Captain Britain?
How dare you? I have busts and statues of Captain Britain.
And there's your shame. Captain Britain is not good.
I almost used your full name.
Now, give me a Captain Canuck bust, I'm in.
Yeah, fuck.
Captain Canuck, superior to Captain Britain. But anyways, yeah. So I'll be watching at least the first episode of Inhumans and The Gifted.
The X-Men, but not X-Men. Yeah,
I will watch that purely because of I can't remember the actress' name now. The one that played Silver St. Cloud on Gotham, which I know you don't watch.
yeah. She's just a little girl, dude.
No, she's legal.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
She was in the Goldbergs.
Yeah, she's like 19 though.
No. We're gonna Google
we'll
this
verify
shit.
that afterwards.
You know what? No, I'm gonna. Price is Right moment, folks.
All right.
Jay's a pedophile.
Whoa,
In 3,
that's not
2.
And survey says she is 18.
As of 3 months ago.
Born June 1999.
So you do not have to go to pedophile.
No, I am totally legal in this sense. When I saw her on Gotham, not good. But
Yeah,
now?
Yes. Now it's fine. She's a pedophile.
It's good. What if there's age of consent? It's cool.
If this was Idaho, she'd be an old lady by now.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, I will be watching The Gifted specifically just to see her in another show.
Because she's gifted.
Maybe I'll be watching it on mute. I don't know. We'll find out.
Whatever.
But yeah, so there's a couple new comic book based shows coming out this fall that I'll be checking out at least the first episode.
Let's not kid ourselves. I'll watch them all as well.
Yeah, I know. I still need to go back and finish Legion.
Ooh,
So I mean, I watched the first 5 episodes and it wasn't bad. But I think I talked about this before. I just wasn't paying enough attention to understand everything that was going on. And that's one that I will actually try to watch with the wife because since there's so many mental issues as part of the thing,
Yeah.
I think she'll find it interesting.
It's definitely a show you need to sit down and actively watch, not background noise.
I know. It was one of my goals to watch that with her over the summer. We just never got around to it.
That's fair.
So.
Should we move on to some movies?
Yeah, I only have one to talk about. I don't know about you.
I have 2.
Okay.
But we watched one together.
We did.
We watched It.
Yeah. Can I say first that I was very disappointed in the service at the theater that we went to?
That's fair.
Yeah. I haven't been there in a while, and I know the service wasn't great, but I feel like they expanded their service options and decreased their service level.
I would agree with that.
So, for those who don't know, we're talking about Cinnabar specifically.
Yes.
If you don't have a Cinnabar in your area, the synopsis is it's a 21 and over theater. Whoa. It is
Only
not?
certain locations are 21 and over.
Oh.
Like Issaquah's all ages.
Interesting.
Issaquah's all ages.
Okay. The location we went to.
Yes.
21 and over because they serve alcohol. In addition to alcohol, they serve food and other beverages. So they essentially what it is, it's a theater that every other row of seats is replaced with a table, and you can order food and drinks to your seat, and you can enjoy those snacks and beverages as you watch your movie.
Correct.
We ordered, I would say, 15, 20 minutes before the movie started.
Yeah, that's about right.
We both ordered an old-fashioned, which, meh.
We knew it wasn't going to be a great
We knew it wasn't
going to
be great, but we were going to try it.
We did, because it was a maple bourbon and weird flavor.
It was a breakfast drink.
It was a breakfast drink.
Not the best, but meh. I ordered to eat a basket of fries.
Yes.
Because I had eaten a couple hours earlier at a coffee shop. My fries came out half-cooked. Like every other fry was a raw potato.
Okay.
So not great on that, and my tip reflected that.
Fair.
My fries came out, I would say, probably 10 minutes before the actual movie started.
Yes.
So I waited 10 minutes for fries that were not cooked. Your food literally came out as the opening credits were starting.
Yes.
Which I had made a joke that we were going to be probably an hour into the movie before you got your food. Not an hour in, but, right as it was starting. So now you're eating as all the opening credits are starting, and it's quiet and whatever.
I had a burger and fries, neither of which were seasoned whatsoever. There was no salt, no pepper involved, no seasoning touched my plate.
Okay.
Nor did any condiments touch my burger.
True. Yeah. So disappointing overall.
It was.
On the food and drink aspect.
Food and drink aspect. But we were there for the movie. Which, let's talk about disappointing.
Okay, so the movie we went and saw was the new remake of It.
Yes, we watched it.
I
had to retype my message to you several times that morning. So I was like, hey, do you still want to do it tomorrow? And I'm like, well, I can't. I got to delete that.
Oh, if only I could screenshot that.
Right? What? I changed it, yeah.
That would be the album art for this episode of the podcast. But yeah, so we went and saw the remake of It, and I think we both left very underwhelmed.
Very underwhelmed.
I think my comment to you was this was the long-form movie version of Stranger Things.
Yep.
For those of you who watch Stranger Things, it's very much set in the style of an 80s horror movie. And one of the things that lended the comparison to that for me was the fact that there was at least one actor.
Possibly two.
We haven't really confirmed that. At least one actor from Stranger Things was in this movie.
Yes.
So it was just like watching Stranger Things again.
So did you watch the original It?
I left this movie thinking I don't know that I've seen the full movie. I definitely have seen clips, 5-10 minutes here and there. I don't know that I've actually seen the whole thing.
So the original It took place when they were adults with flashbacks to their youth.
Okay.
This one was just their youth, where in Chapter 2, it will be them as adults. So this is told chronologically, while the other one is not told chronologically.
Okay. I also didn't know there was a Chapter 2 to this.
I did not realize they were going to do a Chapter 2 either.
So here's my thing. Going into this movie, I had heard that, the story of It is that he appears every 27 years.
Right.
Which that was definitely covered in the movie.
That was covered in the movie.
I was under the impression that this was It, the original movie, happened 27 years ago. Here, 27 years later, we're releasing a new film. I thought it was going to be It reappears in modern day.
No.
So when they start out the movie and they say 1989, I'm like, oh, okay, they're giving me a little backstory and then they'll jump to the future. That did not happen. So
No.
I was a little confused through like 80% of the movie.
Because when the Chapter 2 comes out, it'll be 27 years in the future, which will then put us in modern times.
Right. Which, again, I didn't know that was happening. So I spent the first probably half to maybe 65% of this movie expecting it to wrap up in the past and jump to the future. So when we got to the end of the movie, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not happening.
No.
So it's just like a period movie that wasn't scary at all and tried to be funny at points, which, I mean, I laughed a couple times, but I'm like, if I'm in a horror movie, I really shouldn't be laughing.
So here's my thing, and here's where it gets me. One, this was by the director from Mama. Mama was a Guillermo del Toro produced movie.
Okay.
Horror movie, not overly scary, but eerie, poignant message, great effects.
Okay.
I was expecting the same thing from It.
And that's not what we got.
It is not what I got. It was
No.
not eerie. It was not great effects. It was not creepy. It was not scary. It was just.
Yeah.
I felt like they had a lot of opportunities to be scary, and they decided not to be.
Yeah.
Specifically parts where they would pan the camera to the left, and you would see Pennywise.
Yep.
And then he would stare at you for a little bit, and then his body would start to contort and do weird stuff.
Yeah.
Why would you not pan over and he's already contorted and weird and then starts coming towards you?
Right.
That, to me, would be a little bit more startling. Even things that would surprise you would be a little bit more startling. Everything in this movie just seemed to be like, hey, we made a scary movie, and then we diluted it down.
Yeah. And you and I both said, as we were walking out of the theater, there's probably at minimum 30 minutes in this movie of extraneous storylines that you could have gotten rid of.
Absolutely.
And wouldn't have affected the overall storyline. The bully kid in town, yeah, okay, we see him bullying some local kids a couple times, then eventually he, spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it, fuck you, he kills his stepdad or his dad or whatever it is.
Right, his dad.
And then he shows up and tries to murder one of the kids and ends up getting killed himself.
So the kid's
I
in
could
the
have done
book,
without
though.
that entire storyline.
It's in the book, so I'll give him. I'm not saying any. Here's the thing, though. I'm gonna let you in on some information from the book, and this may change what you think.
Okay.
In the book, we also find out that it is a celestial being that came to this planet that feeds off of fear.
So he's Galactus? No. Shit. Parallax. He's Parallax.
He's
There it
Parallax.
is.
His arch nemesis is a celestial tortoise that survives off of hope. Yeah, no fucking joke. A giant turtle
Okay.
that survives off of hope.
How does that change my mind about the pulley kid?
I didn't mean just the bully kid. I just meant the
Okay.
fucking movie as a
Yeah.
whole.
No, that doesn't change my mind at all. It was
I'm
still a
kind of
shitty
hoping
movie.
we get the giant tortoise in chapter 2.
Okay. But yeah, so that storyline could have been eliminated completely. I would have been fine. That would have saved me 15 minutes. There's one other thing that we had brought
The
up.
rapey dad.
Yeah, the rapey. Fuck that. That was just absolutely uncomfortable and unneeded.
Here's the thing about that movie. Pennywise is the villain. I disagree. The rapey dad
The
is
rapey
the
dad
villain.
is 100% the villain.
Yeah,
Also, the fact that he just ignored the blood all over his bathroom.
because he can
I
see
know,
it. But
I
I get, yeah.
But that, again, that scene,
Yep.
it was
I feel ya.
their version of the sink scene from the original.
Yep.
But I'm like, you did it all wrong. So
The The thing is, they tried to do a direct adaptation, and it failed miserably.
Yeah.
It was not a great... And the people who are like, this movie was amazing, I'm scared, I'm afraid to go to bed, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
The original Halloween, still scarier than this. Now, I will say this movie reminds me a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, where Freddy was both terrifying and funny.
Okay. Yeah.
The difference is they did it well enough that at times Freddy was terrifying. He was terrifying. He alleviated it with some humor. You relax, and he went back to terrifying.
Okay.
It played with your senses.
Sure.
This movie did not do that.
No, they definitely tried to add a bunch of humor in here, which, like you said, I laughed a couple times.
Sure.
Some of the stuff was decently funny.
The kid was funny. The kid from Stranger Things was funny.
Oh, he was hilarious because he was such an asshole about everything, really. And the weird hypochondriac kid was kind of funny for the first 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. And then once I saw him like freak out about germs for number 8, I'm like, this isn't What About Bob? Calm down. So yeah, I think I told you when we were leaving. At best, this movie gets a 6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah,
at best.
That's fair.
I would not see it again.
No.
I probably would not recommend anybody that I care about to go see it.
No, that's fair. Now, the funny thing is, we saw this movie. I came home and checked my mail. In my mailbox was my motherfucking movie pass.
When I saw that message from you, I laughed so hard. So we've talked about Movie Pass now.
God.
You and I both signed up for Movie Pass. So many people have signed up for Movie Pass now because of their new deal that there is... Did you get this email? You probably didn't get the email.
I did not get the email.
You didn't get the email because you've got your card probably.
I have my card.
I got an email, I think yesterday or this morning. So many people have signed up for Movie Pass that they are like 4 weeks out on shipping.
Oof.
So they have doubled the staff at their main facility.
Good.
To get more cards out. They're doing it in batches. Apparently there was a mix-up with the batches. Some newer sign-ups got their cards before people who say whatever. They've opened a second warehouse specifically just to stamp and ship cards.
Good.
Because so many people have signed up. I don't have my card yet.
So it's funny. The one I got I checked.
Same number and
Same
everything?
number as my previous one, different expiration date.
Of course, it's like a debit card.
Yeah. So I think that's why I may have got mine so quickly.
That could be. Yeah, you're a previous member.
Second thing about Movie Pass really fast before I talk about the second movie I watched. I found out how they're making up compensation for the $10.
Okay.
They have made an agreement with some movie theaters to split to get a cut of concessions.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's like a music facility, like getting some of the door cuts or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's smart. Okay.
So that's where they're making up some of this money. They're going to cut of concessions.
And that was, I don't remember if I talked about this on the show last week or if it was a conversation you and I had off air, but I was saying the theaters are definitely into this because, yeah, they're not necessarily getting all of this ticket money. I mean, they are.
Right.
But their concessions, which is really where they make the money, are going to ramp up. Because now instead of, I'll go see a movie every other month, I'm going to go see a movie once a week.
More than that, I think it's, hey, I didn't have to pay for $10 for this ticket, so maybe I'll throw $10 at popcorn.
I'm more willing to buy the combo for $27.
So they were not very open about, are they going to say, hey, we had 25 people at your theater, therefore you owe us X amount of concessions?
Okay.
They didn't say what the deal is, but they are getting a portion of concessions.
Good on them.
I agree.
That is a very smart co-branding strategy.
Mm-hmm. The other movie I watched, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Okay. I have not watched this yet. It's on my list, but I'm very, very curious to hear your thoughts on this.
It was real bad.
Oh, don't tell me that.
It was real bad.
All right.
Now, as somebody who loves King Arthur, and I love King Arthur,
I enjoy King Arthur.
I'm going to clarify, Jay, and I don't want to be this guy.
No, everybody else on the internet has been that guy already.
You enjoy King Arthur.
I do.
I
enjoy King Arthur so much that I watched all of the BBC Merlin show.
Yep.
Because it was tangentially related to King Arthur.
I love King Arthur so much. I have a fucking tattoo, King Arthur related.
Did I know that already?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because I don't tell a lot of people what it is.
Do you have the sword and the stone, and the sword is actually in the...
That'd be dope. But no. I have a tattoo of Carbonach.
Okay.
So, I love me some King Arthur.
Sure.
Love me some King Arthur. This movie, super disappointing.
Ah.
So, here's how it goes. So first off, when I went to watch this movie, I knew it would not follow any actual Arthurian legend.
Right.
It was not going to be La Muerte Arthur. It was not going to be Merlin by Godfrey. It was not going to be any of the established worlds.
Right.
And I knew that. Started out with his father had Excalibur. Excalibur is bonded to any one of the Pendragon bloodline. And when you hold it, it takes you into another realm.
Oh, no.
Time slows down,
No.
making you almost immortal as you decimate all your opponents.
Oh.
His brother...
Wait, back up. Arthur's brother?
No, Uther, Pendragon's brother,
Okay.
was a mage
Okay.
who sold his soul to the sirens of the sea to give them the power to destroy his brother to try to get Excalibur. But knowing this was going to happen, Uther Pendragon committed suicide, and Excalibur stabbing himself in the back, he turned to stone. He was the stone that held Excalibur.
Oh, no. Oh, my head hurts so
So
much.
Arthur was raised in a brothel.
I need more of this. Hold on.
Became in charge of a brothel, who then became in charge of the street gangs, and those were his round table guys with his fellow street gangs. Not only...
My heart is hurting right now.
Now, do you know who Mordred is?
Yeah.
Who's Mordred?
Wait, Mordred was the sorceress, right?
Mordred was a sorcerer who was the son of Arthur. Yep.
Okay.
He was the son of Arthur, because what most people don't realize is Merlin had a vision that there was a child who was going to kill Arthur. So Merlin convinced Arthur to kill every child born around this time. Arthur did it. The only surviving child was Mordred. Mordred was also Arthur's child, who came back and killed him.
Okay. That part I did not know.
Not a lot of people do. That is in the French adaptation. I have the cassette tapes of the French adaptation dubbed in English.
Okay.
I think you're seeing my point here when I say I love me some motherfucking Arthur.
Absolutely.
So, however, in this movie, Mordred is who Uther and his brother were fighting and killed.
Right.
So, even before Arthur was born.
Okay.
So, there's just so much wrong with this movie. And like I said, you take actual Arthurian folklore out, it still was just a bad movie. Like, Charlie Hunnam as Arthur was a bad Arthur.
Which disappoints me, because I love Charlie Hunnam, and I was really hoping he did well in this. That's the only reason I wanted to watch the movie.
So here's the thing. He played Jax Teller with an English accent.
Well, he is English.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's a thug. He was raised in a brothel. His merry men were his other gangsters, like all this kind of stuff. He just played Jax Teller.
Oh.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love me some Jax Teller, and I love me some Charlie Hunnam.
Did he wear a cut while he was riding his horse? Because that would be great.
Oh, man, I should have thought. No, there was no cut.
Dang
that would have been dope. Overall, though, disappointing movie.
All right. Well, I'm still going to watch it, but
Yeah, no,
now at least I know I don't have to pay attention to it.
I'm not saying don't watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, watch the fucking...
Right.
Like, I watched the King Arthur movie with Clive Owen, and that was not amazing.
That's my favorite King Arthur movie.
The one with Keira Knightley and Clive Owen? Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Speaking
Okay.
of not amazing. What's on your polls this week, buddy?
So I only got 4 books so far this week.
Whoa.
And actually, one of them didn't even come out this week because I was so busy, as you know, doing homework, that I was like, all right, I know I need to read at least something. So let me just flick through what I would normally get this week, pick out 1 or 2 things that look interesting, and I'll get that. So for those of you who listen regularly, you know what I normally read, so you know what I normally would have gotten this week. So fill it in for yourself.
Fair.
For the books that I actually read, Gotham City Garage, 2 and 3.
You son of a
Whoa, hold on. Killer Be Killed, number 12.
Okay, fair.
And Supergirl, number 13.
Okay.
Those are the 4 that I read.
I have to talk about my poll list really fast, and then I'll talk about what I actually have in front of me.
Okay.
So I got an email from InStockTrades.com
Oh.
where they
Who
now
are soon-to-be sponsors, if I ever figure that shit out.
who, due to a loyalty program, have given me 4% off another purchase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided to go to DiscountComicBookSupplies.com. No,
Okay.
I'm sorry, discountcomicbookservices.com. So I order a lot of number ones just to
Yes.
see if I like it.
Uh-huh.
And if I do, I then buy the trade.
Okay.
So I decided to, instead of buying them from my local shop, I put them on my order there.
Okay.
I then also added all my trade paperbacks I would traditionally buy in the upcoming month on there.
I'm glad to know that we are both equally responsible for the downfall of the local comic book shop now.
How dare you? My local comic book shop still gets my monthly subscriptions, just not my number ones.
For now.
But they honored my 4% from in-stock trades.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
So my monthly pulls from there with my traditional trade paperbacks and my one-offs are now 54 to 60% off.
Uh-huh.
I can't.
You can't beat that.
I can't beat that. I can't.
No.
So granted, I have to pay for it all up front,
Sure.
but 54% off.
Yeah.
Like I can't beat that.
So here's the trap of other people I know that use DCBS and IST. You're getting such a discount that you're like, well, fuck, I'm used to spending X amount, and now I'm only spending X minus 0.5.
I'll just spend more money.
Right.
Yeah.
You will spend equal to what you were normally spending and get double the books.
No.
Or, close to.
And I thought about that, and I actually won't be doing that. My wife and I
Good.
are trying to save money
Yep.
to do some improvements to the house.
Yep.
So that's actually why I decided to do it this way as opposed to my traditional shop. I need to save some money.
Which is very smart.
She wants to get new countertops, new flooring. And
I mean, I've seen your countertops. I don't blame her.
yeah. Okay. Don't give her fuel for the fire.
No, you gotta do a built-in butcher block.
No.
And then
oh,
and
no.
it quartz
I
on the rest.
hate built-in butcher block. I had it at my last place. Anyway, so on my pulls this week, I have Runaways number 1.
Which number one because the show's coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have all the other Runaways stuff in trade paperback.
Okay.
The original Brian K. Vaughan run is amazing. Everything else has been horrible.
Fair enough.
The Realm number 1.
Who the fuck published that?
Image Comics.
Oh, it's their 25th anniversary logo, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
But Jeremy Hahn is one of the writers and artists on it, and he's responsible for the beauty, so I'm going to give number 1 a shot.
Yeah.
Sheena number 1.
Because, yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Because Sheena number 0, actually a really fun read.
No.
Like, I was surprised about how much I like Sheena
The
number 0.
storylines are great, but it may as well be a Zenoscope.
No, the interiors are nothing like the covers. J. Scott Campbell definitely updid the cover compared to the interiors.
Okay, because I have checked out previous iterations of this, and the interiors were. But
So-
this one.
So
may be
this
different.
is written by Marguerite Bennett. And Marguerite Bennett is known for being a strong female author.
her and Joss Wheaton are like BFFs. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, they are but friends. I'm assuming that's what the BFF stands for. So the interiors are not. She's not as.
They're not quite as gratuitous.
Not as quite as gratuitous, but she's portrayed as the queen of the jungle. She's smart.
Okay.
She's evasive. She knows what she's doing. Like Marguerite Bennett, true to form, wrote this as a female-powered book.
Okay.
And true to form, that's the way it reads. I enjoyed it. Kingsman number 1.
Okay.
James Bond Moneypenny it's a one shot.
Yeah.
Halo Rise of a Troix number 1.
Okay.
Birthright 26. Batman Detective Comics 964. The Flash 30. Hal Jordan the Green Lantern Corps number 28. Red Hood and the Outlaws number 14. Titans number 15. In the book I will be talking about with the lenticular cover that you love so much
Oh, fuck that.
is Superman Action Comics 987.
Okay, so you've read this issue.
I did.
Okay. I read the spoilers of the review, so I know who Oz is.
Do you know who Oz is, or who do they want you to think Oz is?
I have read what the news sites say Oz is.
Okay, well, we can talk about that.
'Kay.
So, the Oz. Oz has been this underlying villain throughout the DC comic book since Rebirth. Not just in Superman, but he's been in Batman. He's been in other places as well.
Right.
We find out in this issue that Oz has minions across the world who have the tattoo and are just causing chaos throughout the world.
Okay.
And it is revealed that Oz is Jor-El.
Right.
Oz is not Jor-El.
You don't think so?
I know Oz is not Jor-El.
Okay, why do you know Jaws is not Orel? Oz is not Jor-El.
For a couple reasons. One, it's too on the nose.
Okay.
It's too obvious.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I agree. At first, I thought it was Oz, and the more I thought about it, I thought
Oz
it was
and
Jor-El.
Mandy. Okay.
And the more I thought about it, I'm all like, there's going to be a twist. There's going to be a twist.
Okay.
And I was talking to my buddy about it, and he's like, of course there's a twist. I'm like, I know. I just don't know what the twist is. He goes, I know what the twist is. I'm like, what do you think the twist is? And what he said made so much sense. I was like, well, that's it. That's got to be the fucking twist. So you know how Jeff Johns has a hard-on for obscure, random characters nobody else knows?
Yes.
Back in the 70s and 80s, there was a character who pretended to be Jor-El just to get Clark's, support and everything else, and it turned out it wasn't actually Jor-El.
Okay.
It was a Kryptonian whose name was like Morzo.
Okay.
Mrozo, Mr. Oz. So, by that logic, I think we're going to find out that this is not actually Jor-El,
Okay.
but that other Kryptonian.
Okay. So, you do not read Supergirl.
I do not read Supergirl.
I read this week's Supergirl.
Okay.
And there's an interaction at the end of that between Jor-El. Wait.
Superman's daddy's Jor-El.
Maybe that doesn't work then. So I read this as Jor-El, not Zor-El.
So when this issue ends, it is Jor-El,
Yes. Okay. So Zor-El,
which is Superman's daddy. I'm Supergirl's daddy.
yes, is Cyborg Superman currently, in current continuity.
One of the cyborg Supermen.
The one that they're focusing on.
In Supergirl, yes.
Yes.
Not in Action Comics.
Okay. So Oz interacts with Zor-El at the end
Okay.
of Supergirl in a very familial way, which lends credence to the fact that it may be Jor-El, the brother.
So he looks like Jor-El.
Right.
I still don't think it's... I think
Okay.
we're going to find out it is not Jor-El. Now, it may not be this other Kryptonian. I don't think it's going to be actually Jor-El.
I'm going with this Jor-El.
You think that's who it's going to be at the end of the day?
Having not read any Action Comics, not having
Sure.
really any background, I am sticking with Jor-El.
Oh, okay.
I will bet you a bottle of whiskey on that.
Done.
Okay.
Not Malloy's.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm throwing a caveat in there. Not Malloy's.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Jim Beam straight to this.
Oh, damn it. Fair,
I'm kidding.
but
I'm
damn
kidding.
it.
All right.
That set aside, the issue was just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I've read. I mean, other than the reveal.
The problem I have with Oz is if he's Kryptonian, his powers and abilities surpass that of any other Kryptonian. Like, he's using teleportation gates, he's kidnapping people, he's just like grabbing Doomsday by the throat and locking him up.
So you're saying that there's uses of science that somebody from the Kryptonian Science Guild may not know how to do?
I'm saying that this does not directly reflect the traditional powers of a Kryptonian.
Okay.
Now, I get it, because how else are you going to write the story?
Right.
Sure. Fine. Kryptonian Science Guild, that's... I'm going to give that a pass, because I'm going to delve down to the nerd pool really deep.
Oh, here we
real
go.
deep.
All right.
If we're going to talk about the Kryptonian Science Guild, then we need to talk about the fact that Brainiac was an established supercomputer that helped run everything.
Right.
With that said, in this timeline and in Earth at our time right now, even if Jor-El was Jor-El with the scientific mind, he would not have the capabilities without Brainiac running everything else on the sideline.
Okay.
That'd be like saying...
So he's the brain, but not the operations.
Correct.
Okay.
That's like saying, let's save not Steve Jobs, fuck that dude. Let's save Bill Gates.
Okay. Also, okay, anyways, never mind.
Let's say Bill Gates back in 1800s.
Okay.
He may have the genius he has now to create Windows, but the capability is not there.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
Jor-El may be a science mind, but without Brainiac for the efficiency and the actual computing effectiveness, no matter what, he couldn't pull this off.
Okay.
Now, let's put that all aside because we're talking about comic books.
Right? It's suspension of disbelief.
You got to suspend some disbelief. But I have a hard time with what he's doing is not Kryptonian powers.
Okay.
What he's doing surpasses that.
Okay.
So you're going to have to give me a good fucking reason, and I don't think they're going to.
Probably not. I definitely don't have one to give you.
Right.
But yeah, I mean...
Maybe Dan Jurgens will.
If I know much about Dan Jurgens, the answer to that is no.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Real quick, I want to say Kill or Be Killed remains to be fucking awesome.
Okay.
Probably one of the best books being put out by Image right now.
Okay.
Just great. It's 13 issues in. If you have not started, go check it out. Secondly, I know you rolled your eyes when I said this.
I did.
Gotham City Garage is ramping up to be very interesting.
Oh, Jay.
It is definitely non-canon.
Yeah.
So they can do whatever the fuck they want. But the world they're building out is very, very interesting. Batman is a bad guy.
Sure.
He's aligned with Lex Luthor.
Well, wouldn't he be?
In this issue, he kills Jim Gordon.
Okay.
Jim Gordon, the adopted father of Kara Zor-El.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Or Kara Gordon in this. She has escaped the Lex City after being chased down by the Bat Guards. She's now met up with Harley Quinn and Barda and 2 or 3 other people. Catwoman's one of whatever. They in one of these issues or in both these issues, they go to heist a truck to try to get supplies for their refugee camp, whatever. They find that the Red Hood gang is already there to hijack the truck, so they fight with the Red Hood gang over the truck, and they're still fighting with them as they enter Clay City, and that's where the issue ends.
So the Red Hood gang, is it Jason Todd Red Hood?
Absolutely it is.
Not Joker
Not
in
Joker
his
Red Hood.
Okay.
But in this universe, Jason is leader of a outlaw gang in the...
Which makes sense.
Whatever. So, so far, it's kind of fun. And this is one of the things that I can appreciate about Elseworlds stories or What If stories or whatever.
You do whatever the fuck you want.
You can do whatever you want, and you can, it's like Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan isn't really canon, per se. But they were able to tell this really cool story about, oh yeah, this person rose to power and took over this part of the world and this part of the world and that part. It's just fun. And at 99 cents an issue for the digital firsts, I have no problem buying this book.
Nope, I get you.
So,
and that's one of the reasons I like Injustice so much, because they can just go and do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Superman, Joker killed Lois when she was pregnant. Superman lost his shit, killed him, became Chancellor of the World. You know what? Bring it on.
Right?
Love it. Love it.
Absolutely. Which may just end up being Red Sun Superman in the end. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be fine too.
I heard a rumor that that's going to be the next DC animated movie is Red Sun Superman.
I believe it.
I don't think they could get away with putting that out.
Why not?
Communist propaganda.
Meh.
You think Trump would allow that?
Hey, it's freedom of speech, buddy.
Yeah, freedom of speech as long as it aligns with him. That's all I got.
Is Trump Lex Luthor? Oh my God, I have to go before I think more about this. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.